What if I told you Goldie Usopp has never lied? Rather, Usopp was born with balls deep prediction haki.
Stop the cap.
In fact, Usopp is so powerful that he has been scoping into the future since he was a little boy. Like in chapter 24, Usopp tells us how he fought a giant goldfish whose poop was as large as an island. This came true when a giant goldfish appeared in Little Garden, eating an island and then pooping it out in chapter 128. In the same chapter, he also foreshadowed the island of dwarves, Greenbit, and his fight against Miss Merry Christmas's Mole Fruit. But I'm here to tell you that with these same lies, Usopp has already told us about his final Demon King from Hell powers, strengthened with Conqueror's Haki. And just like prophets in our own world, Usopp was even glorified to be mistaken as a god. You don't believe me? Well, pay attention, because as a young boy, Usopp grew up in Syrup Village without a father, but he knew his dad was a big shot sniper. It's fair to say that Usopp had honed his observation haki to the highest level within the One Piece world. Remember, he was sought out by Shanks to join his crew due to his insane pedigree in sniping. We also see a glimpse of what Usopp is capable of in the One Piece movie Red, where though it's not canon, their feats are. Usopp was able to use his observation haki to an insane degree and was able to synergize it with his own son, so they both could see through the same lens across dimensions. This was a huge hint to Usopp's potential as an observation haki user. But why is this important and how does it relate to Usopp's prophecies? Well, for a while now, we have been theorizing that the prophecies spoken by the Sea King in chapter 968 were foretold by a highly sensitive observation haki user who was able to foresee 900 years into the future. This isn't too far-fetched, as Madame Sharky also has an ability akin to this. When we saw Usopp and Usopp connect their lens through the observation haki, it proved that they had the power to go beyond the normal planes of reality. This brings us back to Usopp, whose observation haki potential is greater than his own father's. After his father's abandonment, his mother fell awfully ill. This tragedy would impact Usopp to unlock his hidden power of prophetic future sight. We know there is such a thing as unconscious haki, through Zoro using haki in a way to create a 9-sword style. Even Luffy used observation haki unknowingly against Mihawk in Marineford. The idea of haki isn't just exclusive to what Rayleigh depicted. Rather, a person like Nami could even, well, indeed be a user of observation haki without her knowledge to predict the weather. But as a child, Usopp wasn't able to decipher his balls deep prediction haki as images of vision. Rather, he saw it as a story, which he would go out to tell. This, kind of led people to call him a liar, but would eventually lead Usopp in fulfilling his ultimate goal of being the brave warrior of the sea, achieving a power like no other by imbuing Conqueror's haki, which is profound observation, just like how Luffy is able to utilize his Conquerors in a real attack. Also, quickly before I go into every single lie that Usopp told which came true, I want to give a big thanks to me for sponsoring my own video. Yep, so check out animeexplained.com. Now let's set the evidence straight on a long-nosed Nostradamus predicting things before they happen in the story. First, in chapter 23, we saw Usopp scaring the villagers, telling them how pirates were coming, which later in chapter 28 came true with Captain Kuro's attack. Next, in chapter 40, Usopp called the shop owner an alien, which are revealed to be real things in One Piece through Enel's cover story on the moon in chapter 438. In the same chapter, Usopp also pretends to be chased by a Cerberus and a dragon, and both are revealed to be real creatures later in the story. In chapter 41, Usopp predicts the existence of the Mink's magical mushroom drug, which can temporarily heal any injury, even bringing a Zoro with every bone broken back to 100% HP in order to game end King. Usopp even claimed that Luffy's 30 million bounty as his own in chapter 115, which turned out to be his own starting bounty in chapter 435. Even the Yeti brothers, who from Punk Hazard, were predicted by Usopp all the way back in chapter 133. Then Usopp went on to foreshadow Soga King, where he tells Kaya he's a brave warrior of the sea, with Soga King as his alter ego. Usopp used his mask to hide his cowardness, allowing him to face dangers head-on. The best example of this bravery was shown during his fight against Perona, which he puts on Soga King's mask to act tough and strong upon her threats to blow him up. Additionally, Soga King also made Usopp's other lie of him being an expert in sniping come true from chapter 42. But it wasn't just Soga King Usopp lied about. He also proclaimed in chapter 72 that he has 8,000 followers, which came true in chapter 744, when Usopp arose as a god from the underground prison, freeing all the Colosseum fighters from Sugar's devil fruit powers. With all of these lies coming true, Oda has actually been saving the best ones for last, because some of them that haven't come true will reveal the final form Usopp will take in the story. The first lie to reveal Usopp's ultimate power is when he proclaimed in chapter 72 that kings will tremble before him, and again in chapter 1024 where he claimed Big Mom's Haki as his own. This guy. So yeah, Usopp by the end of the series will possess a Yonko tier Conqueror's Haki. I know some of you in the back are twisting your face like Robin in disgust because Oda's ruining the hype of Conqueror's Haki. Every character shouldn't have it. Shut your Listen, okay, we are in the new world now, the final leg of the story where there are threats like King and Kaido. You can't even think about fighting them without conquerors, and to have conquerors is to be able to dominate another's will. Usopp has already displayed some of these traits. Just think back to one of his most notable fights. This battle against Perona showed just how special his will was, as he was able to overpower her devil fruit ability when not even Zoro and Sanji could. From the recent chapters, especially Low's fight against Blackbeard, we are shown how strong a Haki can counter devil fruit powers. So believing that Usopp's negative will is a counter to Perona's negative hollows is a far much better explanation than the fact that Usopp just wants to give up and die all the time. Like, come on, because on the exterior he may seem this way, but he didn't give up on Mary. He even found the strength to fight against his Captain Luffy just to save his girlfriend's ship. It's not like Oda hasn't done a similar plot switcheroo like with Sanji, where he told us his flames were a result of his burning passion inside of his heart in an SBS, only for him to drop the bombshell that Sanji is a test tube baby with Germa engineering, possibly giving him Lunarian DNA, and Usopp going up against his captain, Luffy nonetheless, and him then gaining over 8,000 followers is a hint towards his Conqueror's Haki.
You serious?
And knowing Usopp's speciality is most definitely his Observation Haki, it would make the most sense for him to use his conquerors to level it up further. Remember, Usopp already has the power to see into the future, but he doesn't have control over it. Once he recognizes his hidden talent, he would be able to use it to a degree unlike anything before. Not only will he be able to foresee incoming attacks, but pre-plan a better sniping shot with the prediction on where his targets will be in the future, rather than the present. This will counter any other future sight he faces. Like, just imagine him imbuing his observation into objects with the next stage to his Haki, where this might mean that when he fires bullets or arrows or even his plants, they will have a will of their own, observing the movements of their target, reacting accordingly. Yes, my guy is going to be bending and curving bullets and creating homing missiles with just his Haki alone.
So true.
Furthermore, Usopp's next lie from chapter 222 might just be when we get a glimpse at his busted Haki in the main story, where Usopp claimed that he will defeat 10 giant shadows. The only place where Usopp will be able to achieve this is in Albath. We all know Usopp's arc is heavily linked to this island. Not only did his dad go to get milk there, but Elbaf backwards is fable, which funny enough are like the grand stories Usopp would go around telling Kaya. He also has a deep love for giants ever since he met Dory and Broggy in Little Garden, fueling his dream to reach Elbaf and become a brave warrior. And now that chapter 1076 has confirmed Dory and Broggy are back in Elbaf, it will be a proper training arc for our boy. He might even be asked to battle 10 of the strongest giants in order to get Olir, the ultimate bow of the god of archery in the Norse mythology. But finally we have Usopp's scariest and most busted lie about himself, where he proclaims to be the Demon King Usopp, or King Usopp from Hell. We all know that Zoro is the one with the demon god Ashura, but Usopp actually becoming a king of hell is possible through him controlling the ancient weapon Pluton. First of all, Pluton is based on the Greek deity Pluto, who rules the underworld. Furthermore, in One Piece, Pluton is a ship or vehicle to traverse the world and currently is stuck under a fiery volcano in Wano. However, its strength as an ancient weapon can't be understated. So, Usopp running around on Pluton blasting people would definitely make him a demon king from hell. And this is not just predicted by Usopp himself, it's also foreshadowed, as we've seen Usopp already being the man who derives the Brachio tank and being the one who controls the cannon system on the Sunny. So Usopp is not only a prophet who can predict the future, but will gain top tier Conqueror's Haki and will become a Demon King. You two and everyone else can unlock their final form and Observation Haki by getting the latest news, leaks, quizzes and balls deep theories before anyone else by visiting animeexplained.com. While you're at it, test your One Piece knowledge by taking the quiz and flex your score in the comment section below.